is up, everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with a video on how to never use armor kits ever again. Well, maybe not ever again, but I'd say about 99.9% of the time you will not need to use them, or you do not have to use them if you just don't want to. And I am proof that this technique really does work, since it has been weeks, I'm talking weeks, since I have used an armor kit. And I will show you exactly how that is possible today. Some of you might be thinking, yeah, but you probably go down a lot, blah, blah, blah. No, not any more than the player next to me. You know what I mean? And the reason that I'm doing this video now is because a clanmate actually tried this out the other day, and the next morning when I signed in, he was like, man, you were totally right. And I was like, yeah, I know, but what do you mean? And he says, I haven't used a single armor kit today. Haven't even had to. So that was awesome. It has more or less been confirmed that this does work, and I'm not completely crazy. I encourage you all to try this out. Now, a lot of you might also be thinking, what are you talking about? How do you stay alive? What's the deal here? What's the catch? So today I have 5 tips on how to not use armor kits anymore, and as well as help you out with your survivability not going down as often. Even if you use 2 or 3 of these tips, it should really help out. And I will try to make this as short and sweet as possible, but really, I feel like people need to know about this, even the devs. So if you could share this if possible, that would be awesome. And maybe they will fix it, or you know what, maybe they won't and they'll just leave it alone. Right now, I'm not even mad about it because I found a way around it. I'm just doing this to show you guys just one more aspect of the game that is completely broken. Now, for anybody else that might be skeptical about this or anything like that, all I can say is, how many times have you just used an armor kit, started firing again, you pop your head up and a grenade lands in your lap, or that sniper dog hits you, or that stupid rusher comes up from behind you, hits you with that overpowered baton, and now you have to use another armor kit. Well, not anymore. Now, again, I have a lot to go over, but I will try to do my best in a timely manner, and I promise it will be time well spent. So, as always, if you enjoy or find these videos helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content. If you are new to the channel, make sure you got that notification bell on, and go ahead and drop a comment down there letting everybody know what you're thinking about this technique, if you've been using it yourself, or if you think I'm just crazy, whatever. But other than that, let's get into it right now. Alright, here we go. Number 1, the specialist talent that you need to take off immediately. Every specialist has a similar talent like this. It's all the way up in the top right. For the survivalist, it's called distributed repair. Armor kits now repair over 5 seconds instead of instantly, but also apply to group members within 10 meters. So this kind of can be enticing because it's going to be helping the group, but it now repairs you over 5 seconds instead of instantly. And my whole problem with this talent and armor kits in general is the time frame that you need to apply them. In Division 1, we had med kits that were instant. Now, it takes 4 seconds of basically being in cover, completely immobile, to swap out an armor kit. And with this talent on, it now heals over time, pushing it to about 9 seconds for a heal. Typically, when you need that armor kit, you need it now, not 9-10 seconds down the road. And it has been the reason for a lot of people getting down. I've asked people, if you keep going down, do you have this on? And they say yes. I tell them to take it off, and immediately they start doing better, if you are going to use your armor kits. But I'm going to completely go around this. And so in my opinion, definitely take this off unless you are running some kind of team healer build or something like that. Pretty basic. It's just, this to me is completely broken and absolutely waste of time. So on to number 2. All right, number 2. Use cover and use it at a distance. Now this might sound kind of rudimentary for a lot of people, but at the same time, I see even more people that want to just get the mission over with as soon as possible. They run up front and think that face tanking a bunch of elite NPCs is the way to go, and then they go down. I would much rather be set back in a tactical position and have a bunch of people calling out enemies, focus fire from a distance, and, definitely just make things go a lot smoother. Now, some might be worried a little bit about the distance aspect, depending on what weapon type you may be using, but really, in my opinion, this is the best way to go, since it also gives you and your team more time to react to flanking NPCs, makes it harder for the NPCs to flank in general, and gives more time to fall back if needed and get some heals going. That is especially crucial for challenging and those heroic missions, and I can only imagine what the raids hold, right? I only point this out because when one person does move away from the group and tries to solo a bunch of NPCs and goes down, not only do we have to pick you up, but the team is now down one weapon firing at enemies, and someone has to risk themselves to get you up. Now, everybody goes down. It is what it is. I go down, you go down, we all go down. But if you can spread out the time from being downed and then downed again, that would be a big thing, because I see a lot of people, they get resurrected and they go right back to the exact same spot that they just got downed at, and it's like, what are you doing? If you were closer together, set back, it is much easier to revive people. So in a nutshell, use cover at a distance, and communication definitely helps as well. So on to number 3. All right, number 3, patience. Patience is a great talent to be running if you are worried about survivability in the least. This talent is going to be getting a buff or a nerf coming in the next patch, but it still should be pretty viable, I'm thinking. Now, when you're in cover, for 3 seconds, armor repairs by 5% every 1 second. So if you follow tip number 2 about staying in cover at a distance, this is always going to be active and almost acts like a mini fixer drone that just keeps on pushing. Now, the buff or nerf that is coming, from what I understand, is going to be changing the time that you need to be in cover. I believe it's going to be changed to 1 second instead of 3, and I believe they're changing the heal per second, a couple percent. So it still should be pretty viable when you pair it with the first, few tips here, and with the final 2, I saved the best for last, believe me. You almost become godlike, and all of a sudden going down and worrying about heals is kind of a thing of the past. So let's get on to the good stuff, number 4. All right, number 4. Use a 2-piece Badger set whenever possible. Not only do we get an extra 7% damage to elites, but we also get that 15% armor on a kill. Not health on a kill, which is almost useless in my opinion. Focus on that armor on a kill. And when applied with staying in cover, with patience, well, you guys see where I'm going with this. It's very simple and very effective. Now, when I pair this with number 5 as well, it's just the cherry on top. So really try to get a 2-piece Badger going. And if you can get some bonus armor on the pieces as well, that's an awesome thing, because the more armor you have, the more you're going to heal back every time you put someone down. Because same thing with patience, the more armor that you have, that 5% or 3%, whatever we're going to get after the patch, is a bigger chunk. It's a bigger number you're getting back every time. So on to number 5. All right, here we go. The last one here, number 5. Use dual heals. I personally use a fixer drone and a reinforcer chem launcher. I know some people really like their fire turrets or their seekers, and believe me, it was tough to get away from using my seekers because I am a big fan of them. But once I got rid of them and started running these dual heals, my life has become so much easier. And the reason for this, again, is the time it takes to heal yourself. If an armor kit takes 4 seconds to swap out and then it's healing you over time, it makes you vulnerable, you're stationary, whereas I could quad tap my R1, bam, 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 drop 2 chem bombs on myself, and then return to fire while the chem launcher is still healing me, while I'm still in cover. And you can use these both on teammates. So just keep that in the back of your head. Now, typically what I've been doing is I'll drop 2 chem bombs on myself and then, just go back to work. Keep the third one for backup, and then if I pop that fixer drone on top of it, I mean, you can see it in your head. That armor just comes flying back, and I am absolutely loving it. Now, also, when you put that with the 2-piece Badger, so if I pop a couple chem launchers, go back to firing, take somebody out, 15% armor on a kill, that's going to push that armor bar way back up, like instantly, and it stays almost at full health for the majority of the time. Now, if you can also get patience activated, it's just silly how much armor you get back, how much armor regeneration you have back. Now, really quick on a final note, some of you might be thinking this is a lot to go through just to not use armor kits, but I promise you, if you try these out, even if you're using, 2 or 3 of these things, and you play for about 20 minutes, you should see a huge difference in survivability overall. And again, these can both be used on teammates as well. So, scrap those armor kits. I'm done with them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is about it. I really think that if you at least try a couple of these, you should be doing really nice, and I promise your team will thank you for running a nice, smooth mission. So, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you took something away from this. And if you did, definitely smash that like button. Subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel. Make sure you got that notification bell on. And go ahead and drop a comment down there letting me know what you're thinking of this technique, if you've been using it yourself or something similar. And, hopefully you guys take it easy. I will see you in the next one. So until next time, guys, I will see you then. Later.